What's up, flappers? Welcome back to another video, and today the topic of this your carries, especially your normal attacking carries, right? I'm got her weapon, got her artifact, and I feel like I've given her a fair chance. And the key point is, in this video I will demonstrate the difference between a C0 Yunjin and a C6 Yunjin to really help you guys on whether or not you should be pursuing this character and her constellations. And also I'm going to be mentioning what kind of players likely would want to pick up Yunjin and what kind of players probably can do without. Okay, as I've made a video on Yunjin before, I've mentioned that Yunjin likely is a must pull for some people, but it's going to be a very small portion of people. With that said, like, subscribe, stay up to date with my content and all of my KWLs. Alright, I stream Wednesdays and Saturdays, and I hope to see you guys in those live streams. Without further ado, let's get into the video. So first things first, I think a lot of people are defense percentage stats through her burst skill into a character's normal attack. Now that is very specific and particular. However, there is practical uses for this, mostly for carries such as Yoimiya, such as people have been even saying Kokomi, such inefficient to try to force characters to transfigure other characters into roles or playstyles that they were not designed for. I'm not denying the fact that it can work. I'm just saying that there are likely much better ways to play those characters. For example, if you want to take Yunjin and turn Hu Tao into a normal attacking, you just buff her normal attacks and you just normal attack string all the way to the end and start over again. There's nothing wrong with that. However, understand that if you're pairing Hu Tao with Yunjin, you are foregoing Hu Tao Xingqiu combo, which I still think is too good to just ignore. There's also the combo currently with Hu Tao work. It's just that it's inefficient. So for people who are watching and you're like, should I pick up a Yunjin, maybe a C0 for my Zhao, for my Hu Tao, you can likely do without it. You know what? I'm gonna go a step further and say you can do without it. So maybe don't waste your precious resources to getting Yunjin for anyone personally right now, as I feel, other than Yoimiya. If you're a dedicated Yoimiya main, you've dumped 10k resin into this character, yes, Yunjin is certainly a great unit to facilitate. Yoimiya currently still has some caveats about her, and one of her many caveats is that she does need a shielder, and I cannot stress this enough. Without a dedicated shielder for Yoimiya, if you break her attack string, it's one of the most frustrating things about this character. Now, yes, Yunjin definitely helps with some crystallized reactions, but currently I found that having Zhongli is just still very comfortable. But understand that having Zhongli instead of someone like Albedo, you are losing out on DPS. It's much better if you can run an Albedo and maybe Yunjin with Bennett and Yoimiya to get that double Geo, double Pyro with Albedo layering additional damage. Because what I've realized is with this team and a somewhat mediocrely built Yoimiya like my own, it's difficult to ooze out the damage that you really need. Other Yoimiya player that I know have hyper invested Yoimiyas who are hitting for like 30-40 Yunjin, and this is a character that you know, she is cool, she is unique, but at the end of the day, much like Shenhe, she is a character that fills a very small niche right now. And I'm not denying the fact that miHoYo will make more of these characters that can utilize Yunjin in the future, but currently it just feels like miHoYo has truly understood what players are willing to pull on and what players are not willing to pull on, right? Characters like Jinyan that came out and was a huge failure as a 4-star. miHoYo is trying to deviate away from those weird, wacky ones and really focus down on specific dedicated supports that provide value to a very limited number of units. Currently, Yunjin for Yoimiya, Shenhe for Ayaka and Ganyu, these characters, while they can, but are very hard to function outside of what they're designed to do. So it's also safe to say characters like Bennett, characters like Xingqiu, characters like even Sucrose, you're gonna see less and less of because they're too everything in all those teams, essentially making it that you don't need any new characters, right? It's just a business decision. And I think going forward, alongside with Shen He, that has new mechanics in buffing your characters. And I think this is setting up the groundworks for some amazing teams and branches of teams in the future. And for people who are wondering, what about Eula? Wars, you didn't talk about Eula's kit and constellations. There are going to be things that can benefit Eula with. But like, let me ask you this question, right? Like, what character are you going to take out from Eula Raiden team to put in Yunjin? You don't have enough slots, right? And this goes back to what I was saying earlier. If you are wanting to put a character in a DPS, is that really worth it? And the whole point of playing Eula is a staple in speedrunning, and why would you pair someone like Yunjin, even if Yunjin is C6, to get that extra 12% attack options Eula have? That's something that people have to really consider when pulling for these characters and when trying to forcibly pair characters together. I know I don't really lean that hard into the meta, but when suggesting these characters to other people, I can't just tell you guys, hey, people, get Yunjin and make Kokomi your main DPS and you're gonna be fine. You're gonna have a swell time. I can't, who are watching these videos, just want to kind of understand how these characters fit into the general meta. Alright, with that said, currently for Yunjin, I do think for some people getting Constellation 0 for Yoimiya is okay. Ideally, if you want to go for it for your Yoimiya, you want to push her a little higher than Constellation 0. Currently, I think Constellation 2 is a good place for small spenders to stop at. And with that said, thank you guys so much for watching this video. Please comment down below, what do you think about Yunjin? Have you pulled her? Have you built her? Who have you paired her with? And have you found success with this character outside of Yoimiya teams? Once again, let me iterate, I'm not saying Yunjin absolutely cannot work outside of Yoimiya teams. I'm simply saying she becomes much less efficient in comparison. Alright, looking forward to seeing your guys' comments and looking forward to seeing all you in my live stream on Saturday. Until then, urge you all to stay safe and peace.